I would like to continue with our consideration of the symbolism of number. More specifically, the numbers between 0 and 10. Because the tarot uses images and symbols to communicate its meaning, its meanings. And some of these symbols are expressed in number. I would like to talk about the number 2 today. I talked about Pythagoras before. It was Pythagoras, the very wise Greek mathematician and mystic, who demonstrated that in numbers, the harmony and mechanical genius of nature is most evidenced. He believed that if we, human beings, immersed ourselves in the nature of numbers, that we can gain insight into the world and into ourselves. So, the number 2 is known as the number of revelation. Revelation, because what appears in the world before us after we arrive full-blown into the material consciousness, awareness, when we arrive born into the world, everything appears as duality. Light cannot reveal itself without its shadow. Good cannot reveal itself without its shadow, evil. The number 2, reveals this duality. It reveals that this duality is a necessity of the manifest world. Contrast, duality, is what ignites and animates the world. There are infinitely many dualities that you can find in the world. So there's a fundamental inner duality also within us that is born as we enter into the world. The felt identity of the I, our inner identity against and different from the objects and the events of the outer world. The witnessing, I, me, my identity, I who am having the experience of life. The amorphous state of consciousness that we came from, that we projected from into this material world, is symbolized by the number 0. At 1, we intensify our intent to be. We project into the world through the 1. The 1 is the masculine, forceful energy of creation. At 2, we are fully immersed in the world of contrast, motion, movement, change. The very objects, things, material things, are defined by the play of light and shadow. All things are in motion. And this spectacle of duality brings us to a fundamental realization of ourselves as separate, having a separate identity, the I, which is in contrast to and different from the world of physical matter, including our bodies. The irony is that by fully submerging our spiritual being in the dualities of the world, we can more accurately define separate from, separate from the world of material things and realize the self as being fundamentally spiritual, non-physical. The spiritual being that you are transcends the world of dualities. Yet ironically, for the spiritual evolution of our being, we must become aware and experience life and death, day and night, love and hate. We thus refine and define ourselves as spiritual beings. And therefore, at the number 2, in its deepest meaning, a revelation of ourselves as spiritual beings becomes potent, edifying, a revelation. You see? And that, in a nutshell, is the number 2. So you can see why, when you're pitted against constant fluctuation of light and dark, you are asked at each point to choose the good over the evil, to choose how you experience the duality of life through the intended choices you make in this beautiful school of duality, exemplified by the spinning yin-yang symbol. So thank you very much, and I hope you come back for our next hidden world of tarot, in which I will explore the number 3. Thank you.